The Amazon rainforest is home to millions of species, but now it faces a threat unlike any other. A colony of xenomorphs is lurking in the depths, and their presence could spell disaster for the entire ecosystem. This isn't a movie, it's a real-life horror story. The rain never stopped. It came down in sheets, washing over the canopy of the Amazon rainforest and making visibility nearly impossible. Sergeant Luis Ramirez wiped his visor. Not that it helped. His squad had been trudging through the dense jungle for 2 hours. Command had lost contact with a private research facility 3 days ago, and satellite imagery picked up strange heat signatures in the area: erratic, fast-moving, and utterly inhuman. They were told it might be gorillas or some undiscovered species, but Ramirez had seen enough action to know when he was being lied to. The jungle was too quiet, the birds too silent, and even the insects, the constant background hum of Amazon life, seemed muted. Private Jensen broke the silence. "Sir, I'm getting odd movement up ahead. Something's watching us." "Could be a jaguar," muttered Corporal DeSoto, though even his voice betrayed unease.
"No.
"This is something else," Jensen replied. "It's fast. Really fast." They moved forward cautiously, weapons raised. The undergrowth opened into a clearing where vines choked the remains of what had once been a lab outpost. Half the structure had collapsed, overtaken by nature. The other half looked clawed apart. "Contact HQ. We've reached the site," Ramirez ordered. Private Elena Vasquez activated her comms. "Base, this is Alpha 4. We've arrived at the research site. Compromised. Repeat, site is in ruins. Awaiting further." Static hissed in her earpiece. Then silence. "Comms are jammed," she said. Jensen knelt near a broken steel door. "Sir, these markings, look at this." Ramirez crouched. The door had been torn from its hinges, not blown open or rusted away. Something had forced its way out, not in. There were gouges in the metal, long and deep, as if done by claws far stronger than any native predator. "Secure the perimeter," Ramirez ordered. "We don't leave until we find out what happened here." The squad split into pairs, cautiously sweeping through the ruins of the lab. They found bloodstains, scattered data tablets, and signs of struggle, but no bodies. DeSoto radioed in. "Sarge, you might want to see this." Ramirez followed the coordinates to a darkened chamber filled with pods, large, leathery ovals. The air smelled rancid, like spoiled meat and ammonia. "What the hell are these?" Vasquez whispered. Jensen backed away, his voice trembling. "I've seen this before, on a Black Ops file. Those are eggs." The realization hit Ramirez like a sledgehammer. "Fall back. Everyone, back to the LZ now." But it was already too late. A screech split the air, high-pitched and echoing. From above, something dropped into their midst, an obsidian form with a glistening, elongated skull. It moved impossibly fast, its bladed tail slicing through the air. Private Martin screamed as it impaled him through the chest and hurled him aside like a rag doll. "Fire! Fire!" Ramirez yelled. Bullets ripped through the jungle, tearing bark and foliage, but the creature dodged with fluid grace. It vanished into the green shadows, leaving only Martin's lifeless body behind. "Regroup. Where's Jensen?" Ramirez turned to see nothing but his dropped rifle and a blood trail disappearing into the undergrowth. They ran. Branches whipped past them, vines tore at their gear, but the jungle offered no safety. Shapes moved in the trees, black, sleek, and silent. The squad had entered a battlefield, but their enemy knew the terrain better. This was not a rescue mission, it was a trap. Back at the LZ, the dropship was gone. No signal, no pilot. Just the soft echo of something scraping metal. "We're stranded," Vasquez said, eyes wide. "They planned this." Ramirez turned to her. Who? What are these things? De Soto answered with a haunted look. Xenomorphs. I heard rumors about them in Panama when I was stationed near black site facilities. They're biological weapons. Perfect killers. Then why are they here? Vasquez asked. That's what we need to find out. And fast. They took shelter in a high canopy platform, a remnant of the facility's observation tower. From there, they scoured the recovered data pads. One of them held a decrypted log from Dr. Harold Klein, the project's lead researcher. This is Dr. Klein, day 234. The log began. His voice trembled. We were wrong. So wrong. The eggs, they weren't dormant. We thought the rainforest climate would preserve them for study, but something in the humidity woke them up. They hatched. One of them infected Dr. Yara. We thought we could contain it. God help us, we only made it worse. They adapted to the jungle. Fast. Lethal. Intelligent. If you're hearing this, don't try to rescue us. Burn this place. Jensen's dog tags clinked as Ramirez tossed the tablet aside. We need firepower. Napalm, drones, something. We're not walking out of this. Suddenly, shrieks echoed from below. Xenomorphs. Multiple. They were climbing the trees. Hold your fire until they're close, Ramirez warned. The creatures came like shadows, pouring through the foliage, climbing, leaping. The air filled with gunfire and screams. Vasquez took one down with a clean headshot, its acidic blood melting through the platform. De Soto set off a frag, taking out two more, but the cost was high. His leg was caught in the explosion. The acid burned through his calf before he could scream. Jensen returned, bloody but alive, dragging an alien weapon of some kind, a makeshift flame cannon made from the lab's prototype tech. Found this in the lower labs, he said, eyes wide with adrenaline. It's crude, but it burns. He activated the flamethrower. Fire washed over the branches, igniting the rain-soaked leaves. Xenomorphs shrieked, retreating. The heat bought them seconds. Into the river, Ramirez yelled. That's our only chance. They jumped, plunging into the muddy, fast-moving water as the platform collapsed in flames. The current dragged them for miles. Hours later, soaked, injured, and traumatized, the survivors, Ramirez, Vasquez, and Jensen, dragged themselves onto a small bank. There, half buried in mud, they found an old beacon, blinking weakly. Ramirez activated it. Mayday! This is Sergeant Ramirez of Alpha 4. We've encountered hostile non-terrestrial life in the Amazon Quadrant 3. They're breeding, adapting. The jungle is theirs now. Do not send another team. Send airstrikes. Burn it all. Static. Then a voice. Copy that, Alpha 4. Evac en route. ETA 12 hours. Vasquez leaned back against a tree, eyes glazed. 12 hours? We won't survive 12 minutes. From the trees, eyes watched. Dozens. Then hundreds. Shapes slithered through the branches. The jungle had become a hive. The final transmission from Ramirez's squad was cut off mid-sentence. Satellite feeds later showed the forest boiling with activity. Heat signatures spreading like wildfire. Unexplained disappearances rose across the continent. Entire villages vanished without a trace. The Amazon, once Earth's green lung, had become something else. A nursery, a hunting ground, a new world for a perfect predator. And they were just getting started.